white people or the other culture were slaves. And the Moors did them dirty. But did they ever teach you about a Moor in school? No more Moors. You don't even, because they don't want to see that visual of us winning, because that's what you do when you take over a culture. You take their religion, you erase their heroes, their artifacts, and anything they ever did strong, and you make them think that they've never been strong and they've always been weak and they've always needed you. And that's how they did this to us. Look how strong we are. Why are we listening to them?
Well, that's the only way it would work. They'd have to discredit us in order to justify the mistreatment.
And they make us
Book reference. The Algerians were said to have taken no fewer than 353 British ships between 1672 and 1682, which would mean they were still picking up between 290 and 430 new British slaves every year. Flemish, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italians were all hauled off into slavery at a much greater rate throughout the 16th and 17th centuries. 7,000 captives that the Algerians took in the Bay of Naples in 1544. As scholars have customarily done when dealing with slavery in the Maghreb, the averages soon add up around 27,000 in Algiers and its dependencies, 6,000 in Tunis, and perhaps 2,000 in Tripoli. And the next morning he spoke again with the emperor, who immediately sent out his Negroes to drive back the Christians, which were hurried again to their work in a cruel manner, the Moors of his city. In the meantime, the poor Christians were grievously hurried and punished by those hellish Negroes at the command of this wicked and inhumane tyrant, the emperor. It was during the 1600s that Barbary corsair pirates from the Barbary coast of North Africa were at their most active and terrible. With full support of the Moorish rulers of North Africa, these Muslim slavers raided southern Europe, the Atlantic European coast, Britain, and Ireland almost at will. Over 1 million Europeans were captured and enslaved in these raids, carried out upon ships and land settlements alike. British Admiralty records show that 466 vessels were seized off the coast of England between 1609 and 1616. There are sadly no complete records of how many Europeans were captured by the Muslim slavers, but most estimates based on the size of the Moorish cities indicate that by 1780, at least 1.2 million Europeans had been seized. Link in the bio for the book.